Hi YouTube and Punch Needle friends, this is Tina Frazier coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. Today is Tuesday, February 6th at approximately 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Coming to you today with a little bit of a different video. Coming to you today with a little bit of a punch needle kind of update. So if you watched any of my YouTube channel videos, mainly about cross stitch that I have up here on my channel, you know that in 2023, I actually started a new punch needle craft. And I've kind of been learning and kind of been doing a few things. Don't think I have a couple of them handy to show you. This is kind of my pile of things that need finished. Both cross stitch and or punch needle. I don't think I have any of them handy that I can show you. I think they're all pretty much just buried in my pile over here for punch needle. But, oh, here we go. So in 2023, I actually finished a couple of small punch needle items. So the first thing that I did was, this came out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. I am a subscriber to that, mainly for some of the cross stitch pieces. But in 2023, I had finished this. This was my first ever punch needle. I wanted to try it out. And it's a little heart with the key. So I have to fully finish this. I should fully finish it this month and get it out in my dough bowl. But anyway, this was the first punch needle that I ever did. This was out of a Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine issue. I am not exactly sure what issue this came out of, but I also think I did change the floss colors a little bit in this. Then this second one is a pattern that I got off of Etsy, and I'm not sure who the name of it is either, but I thought this rainbow shamrock was really, really pretty. And this one, I know the entire thing was stitched in the same, I use an ultra punch needle, so this was punched, I think, in the number 2 setting. So for the loops, the number 2 setting. This heart, I think I punched it in a combination of 2 and 3 maybe, so it adds a little more dimension to it. So these were the first 2 punch needle items that I finished in 2023. So I also purchased a punch needle thing. So my punch needle, this is my container. It's just a scrapbooking box. This is my container of current projects and projects that I have essentially ready to punch. So off of Etsy last year, I purchased a couple of spring things to punch. And one of them came off of an Etsy store called CGK Crafts. You've probably heard of them quite a bit. So I got the Spring Chicks from CGK Crafts. And this is the Easter Chick punch needle pattern. And it's supposed to make a stand-up 3D punch needle of an Easter chick. So I started this actually in last spring. And you can kind of see as I fold this over, here's my wad of DMC floss that I have in here for this. And I got started on this last year. So this is kind of where I got to on the spring chick. So you can see I actually have to finish filling in the grass area around the flowers and the chick. So I essentially have just 2 colors. I have quite a bit of punching left to do, but you can kind of see here what my punches kind of look like. The flowers and the stems in the flowers, I think, were punched on a 3. The chick, the eyeball, and everything else was punched on a 2. But the flowers down here were punched on a 3. Everything else was punched on a 2 to give the flowers a little more dimension. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in the grass. Yeah, you can feel it in the grass. Like, I got a little bit of the light green down here, but you can feel, as you're looking at it closer up, you can actually feel the difference in the height of the flowers. Once I get it all done, it's going to be fine. But I'm going to be working on this in the next couple of days to try and get this done, because I have a couple other things that I'd like to go and I'd like to do, mainly for Valentine's Day, and also have a couple of patriotic things. So I got this pattern off of Etsy by Lisa Berberich. She's also known as the Pumpkin Lady and or Happy Cat Stitchery. This one is called the Love Pincushion, and it's a needle punch pattern. So this is what it looks like, the Love Pincushion needle punch pattern. There's the information for where you can get the pattern yourself. So tonight, what I've been here in my craft room, and I have been in here getting my punch needle weaver's cloth pattern transferred. So I actually, I don't know if you can see that I have the pattern on here on the weaver's cloth. You are looking at the front side. I am looking at the back side, just because. So there is the pincushion pattern, and I am slightly changing up the color schemes a little bit for this. So the only variegated floss that is in here is the scallops, the light pink scallops on the outside. That's supposed to be rose petals, DMC rose petals, which is a variegated floss. Instead, I'm going to be using the lightest color, DMC 605, for that. Then the fill-in, the dark pink fill-in around the scallops, I am actually doing DMC 4260 for that. And then I'm using the called for colors for the letters, the white heart down here, and also the fill-in around the thing. So here is actually my color palette for this piece, and I think it's going to be really, really cute. I think it's just going to be really, really cute. I wanted to do something kind of Valentine-y and get it started, but I'd like to finish that Easter chick before I pick up another punch needle and get it started. So that is going to be my color palette for the Love Pincushion. So I spent tonight getting the weaver's cloth pattern transferred over to my weaver's cloth. I use an ultra punch needle when I do punching. So this is my little toolkit. So inside my toolkit, you'll see I have my punch needle, my needle threader, a pen, some scissors, and my punch needle needle tips here. So I made these, I got some craft foam, just a little piece of craft foam that I keep in here, but I made a holder for the punch needle needles tips that I'm not currently using. I made a little holder just to put the punch needle tips in here so they don't bang around and get dulled and potentially break. So this is something that I came up with myself, the punch needle holder. And then on the end of my needle threader, so this is just the typical long wired needle threader that comes with your needle. I took the white tabby thing off and I glued 2 big buttons to it to give it a little more weight and also make it easier to find in case it gets misplaced. Then I also in here have the extra punch needle spring and like I said, a pair of embroidery scissors. So this is like my little punch needle toolkit, but I do use the Ultra punch needle. So it's the Ultra punch needle that I do use. Put it over here. And most of the settings that I've used on this, so you see there's 12 settings that you can select for this. The most I've used is 1, 2, and 3. I keep my punches very short, and I also only punch with 3 strands of embroidery floss. No matter what the pattern says to use, I usually only use 3 strands of embroidery floss and the small needle tip for the punch needle, the Ultra Punch needle. I also have this, so I know, like what my punch needle is. And that stays in my little metallic pencil box. I think I got this pencil box at like Dollar Tree or something. Yeah, I think I got it at like the Dollar Tree. So this stays in my box with my stuff. So the first Valentine's punch needle that I'm going to be doing is the Love Pincushion by Lisa Berberette from the Pumpkin Lady or Happy Cat Stitchery. So I was getting that ready. So you'll probably see that in the next couple of weeks. And then this next one came out of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. This is, did I write it down? This is from the 2021 summer issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. I don't have this printed off in color, but this is from Lisa Berberette of the Pumpkin Lady or Happy Cat Stitchery as well. This is another Lisa Berberette. These are just the patriotic. And I also spent tonight getting these on the weaver's cloth. So I can, so we have these. If you get the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, you see that the hat, I have the two smaller hats on one piece, and then the larger hat on another piece of weaver's cloth. I had this one picked out for 4th of July last year. I never got it started because I had put Punch Needle away for quite a lot of 2023 after I first got started. And for all of these patriotic ones, I am just basically using 4 colors of plain DMC. I transferred them from, I kind of picked similar colors to the Valdani that it's called for. I just didn't want to spend that much money on the Valdani threads for this, and I didn't want to have like 6 or 8 colors. So I am generally doing all of them in these 4. The 3 hats are going in all 4 of these same colors. So I picked up quite a few skeins just to have them on hand. So this is my color scheme for the patriotic hats. I think it's going to look good together like this. So looking forward to doing those as well. Get this all sorted out. I had this kit. I think I got this kit off of a clearance section at my local needle workshop here in Columbus. They have some cross stitch. They sell some cross stitch and some punch needle things. And they had a clearance section, which would indicate this sticker here, that they had a couple of punch needle things on clearance last year. So I went and picked up a couple of these things on clearance. And this was a Lizzie Kate. It's called Tall Tree. And it's a really small little punch needle pattern. And I am using the called for Weeks Dye Works and whatnot for this. But this one is a small little pattern. So you can kind of see it there. Small little pattern. I'm not showing you the full thing, but anyway, so you can kind of see. This is about 2 inches wide by, I want to say, 5 or 6 inches long. So this one's going to be a really quick, a really quick punch when I do get to it. And I do have the called for Weeks Dye Works And I think there's a couple of Crescent Colorworks flosses in there. So that's going to be hopefully a Christmas start for me this year to get some other stuff. I have a dough bowl that I got off a friend of mine who has a home crafting business here in Columbus. And she was making like containers and dough bowls and stuff like that she was using chalk paints and stuff to stencil things on. So I have a long dough bowl now that sits on my coffee table in my living room that has the word believe in the middle of it. I just leave it out all year because I think it's really pretty. But I don't have anything to put in my dough bowl, so I'm hoping to finish a lot of my small pieces, like the heart and key here. I'm hoping to make this into a pillow, a small little pillow, and fill it with a little weight so it's got some weight behind it, and put this in the dough bowl along with the shamrock that I have. So I'm hoping to get these finished soon. So that makes 3 of the 4 main projects that I have to do. If I can't show you because I'm using my phone, but you can get these patterns for these woven hearts. So there's this construction paper or paper heart thing that you can make for Valentine's Day. They're called heart pockets or woven hearts. So essentially you draw these, you get these rectangular, or not rectangular, long pieces of rounded things. I'll show you. So you have a pattern just like this. So you pick one color of paper and cut one out. You pick another color of paper, cut the other out. You fold them in half down the middle, and you cut them on these cutting lines right here. And then you weave them together and they make a heart. So I took the pattern and I made my woven heart. So I'm actually going to do a woven heart for you as well. This is a free pattern. You can get these templates online, but this is what it's going to look like essentially. So I'm going to take one color. I haven't decided the colors yet. I'm going to take one color. So this one's going to be this color, and then this square is going to be this color. So this heart will be the second color, and you'd have the colors, and they're alternated like a checkerboard down here. So this is my woven heart pattern that I'm also probably going to be punching depending on how everything goes. So with that, I also have the same designer that did the CGK Crafts has a little sheep Easter punch that I also have I have ready to go. So I have 2 main, sorry you guys, I pulled out a couple of little cross stitch things that I have finished out of my pile when I pulled out my 2 punch needle finishes. So CGK Crafts also has a little sheep pattern. This is my second container of here we go. This is my second container of punch needle supplies that I keep. It has my weaver's cloth in it, some clothespins, my instructions, some of the flosses that I've collected. This is just my generic punch needle supplies box. So basically all my punch needle stuff is in the 2 scrapbooking containers. But anyway, CGK Crafts, they also have the little sheep that's like the chick. It's a stand-up. So I have I have all my flosses for it, and I have the weaver's cloth all ready to go. So this too is actually kitted up. So I'm probably just going to stick this in with my kit up things, and when I get to finishing up the chick or a couple of the Valentine's things, I'll probably be pulling this out to work on it. So yeah. I just kind of wanted to show you some of my punch needle things so you can kind of see what I'm going to be coming up with. So there's the Love Pincushion. I'm going to be finishing up the little chickadee, the baby chick. I'm going to be doing the woven heart. And also the patriotic hats from Lisa Berberette. I have another Lisa Berberette Valentine's Day one. She has another series of patterns that came out in Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine in 2023. And it's called, they're panels. It has the word love, and the L in the word love are different different symbols. There's a flower for spring, a maple leaf for fall, and a snowflake for winter. So there's 4 of them. There's spring, summer, fall, winter. I think the summer one is a watermelon, is a slice of watermelon for the O. But it's the word love in a square, so it's Love, and she's got a set of 4 of them, and they were in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. But if you go to her Etsy shop, she actually has a Valentine heart one that I printed out, and also that I purchased, and also Pumpkin Love, which has a pumpkin in the middle of it, or in the O, as opposed to the letter O. So I have now all 6 of them, because I have, I have a subscription to Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and I'm going to be at some point in time doing the whole set from her. So I'm kind of looking forward to those. Those should only be about 6 inches by 6 inches. They're not too big, maybe 7 or 8 inches by 8 inches. They shouldn't be too big, and they should go pretty quickly. So I'm looking forward to it. One of the things I didn't mention, I have the, you'll see these Morgan hoops. I have the Morgan hoops, the no slip hoops. I have the Morgan lap stand, which is where these little circles come from. So when I get ready to punch, I take my Morgan hoop. This is a 10-inch Morgan hoop. This one that I have my little chickadee in is the 7-inch. And I have these side posts. You've probably seen these. So I have these side posts that actually fit right into the frame. So you can see here, you just plop them into the frame, just like so. Pop them into the frame, and then you can stick your other frame right on top. Ooh. Do it upside down, it'd be a little easier. So anyway, you put your frame together. This is what it looks like. So it's a little stand frame. So you can punch on the top, and it will keep it elevated enough so your punch needle doesn't puncture you or doesn't puncture the table that you're working on or whatever, and you don't get hurt. But you can sit and punch. This is the Morgan lap stand. You can get the Morgan hoops without the little lap stand things molded into them, just separately. And they come in all different sizes. So this is the 7 and 10-inch lap frame set that I got. And these are the only punch needle hoops that I currently own. Most of what I've been punching is going to fit either in the 7-inch or the 10-inch that I've been finding. So that is where I'm at. I'm going to get to punching on my little chickadee now that I have it in a hoop. So I'm going to get to punching on that tonight and hopefully get somewhat closer to a finish. So that's all I have for you tonight. I'm going to hopefully get this uploaded this weekend and enjoy it. So don't have much more else to show you other than just my plans for Punch Needle for a little bit. And I just wanted to add this to my YouTube for you. So that being said, keep your head up and keep moving forward, and we'll see you soon. Thank you very much for stopping by. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and take care. Bye. So as a really quick aside, one of the things I did want to mention, I have been watching Vanna Pfeiffer here on YouTube. She's also known as the Twisted Stitcher in the cross stitch community. She has a very lovely how to punch needle live set of videos here on her YouTube channel. She's known as the Twisted Stitcher. If you do a YouTube search for Vanna Pfeiffer, VONNAPFEIFFER, Vanna Pfeiffer, she has quite a few how to punch needle tutorials, and I used her method for transferring the paper patterns onto my weaver's cloth using Fraser paper, of all things. So if you're interested in how to transfer your patterns from paper over to your weaver's cloth quite easily, look up Vanna Pfeiffer's punch needle tutorials. They're really informative. I really like her a lot. I've met her in person at a cross stitch retreat. She's really nice. She's really down to earth and a really great person to talk to, and she has a plethora of knowledge. So if you're interested, just take a listen and look her up and follow her. All right, that's all I have for you tonight. We'll see you soon.